But it was just a way of looking. Both Bill and I were veterans of the post-career war. We had a lot in common. I played tennis, he pitched horseshoes.
I like that picture of the horseshoe.
Yeah.
People used to do that. I haven't seen anybody do it in a long time.
But if they do it, watch out.
Really?
Oh, Lord. They are good.
Don't get in it, huh?
Bill could throw a horseshoe over a man and plop. 3 points.
Does anybody here remembering pitching horseshoes?
And to make the turn in the air. But I think that it was only a metaphor because I did a print called Pink Horseshoes.
Did you?
Yeah, and it sold out. So I was
So you can't even get that.
I was going to be punished any way I could just to make friends. But I think that the thing is that it wasn't, there were so many resources available in Wisconsin. And it simply opened your eyes to what the possibilities were. And I then joined another print shop in Minneapolis, and that's when I went to Los Angeles in front. And then you could be visiting artists and always make a point of every college that you went to. So it was just. Then I met Carolyn.
How was that?
Meeting Carolyn?
Yeah.
Probably the best thing.
I thought you had known him forever.
Yeah,
You're both from Mississippi, is that true?
right. But I didn't have a ponytail.
Curly had a ponytail?
So,
I remember the
of course,
ponytail. He's down, he's hiding.
He
I
had a
believe he's
ponytail
hiding.
because his wife made him cut it off.
Right. That was best.
Yeah. He had no hair up front,
Oh, no. And that's the bigger the ponytail gets.
but he was in trouble. No, I think that they say water seeks its own level. Friendship seeks its own level too. I mean, you always become friends with people who understand what your motivations are. And you equally understand their motivations, and you also have a plan. And that plan is just simply to work together. And
Well, he's much loved here, especially by Faith, and there are a number of people here who I believe have worked with Curly Holton's EPI. What does it stand for?
Experimental Print Institute.
Yeah.
I named it.
Did you?
Oh.
It's a wonderful name. They have this really wonderful place you can stay in. I don't make prints, but I always want to go there and stay.
Well, it means actually older artists who know the tricks teach the young dog the tricks and leave them free to make their own prints any way that they really wanted to. And that was the thing about Bill. I never saw such ugly prints in my life. I mean, some of the worst stuff that you would really want to do.
It could happen.
But it was filled with happiness. You know? If you needed color, you would go down to the farm in Fleet, which was a big major farm store, buy pigment, buy chalk that they marked cattle with or sheep with, and put it in the prints and you keep rolling. You know? And actually, the irony was is that in Paris I exhibited on Rue Jacques Collot, which was the place where printmaking in Europe, in Paris at least, was founded by Jacques Collot during, I think, the 18th century. And also, the printer that printed with Pollock also had his atelier on the same street. So that from Barneville to Paris is that you're involved with the medium. And also the surrounds of glass making and paper making and things like this. That was a wonderful contact, so that the experience was simply a resource for working, an excuse for working in times where there were no places to work. And I never sold a print. In fact, Bill found the same prints under the hood of my car that I had driven away with.
You never sold the print until when?
I wasn't selling them.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but some people can't hear in the
Oh, I'm
back.
sorry.
And they're interested, but they can't.
You never sold the print until when?
I wouldn't sell them.
No, you didn't sell it.
I didn't like them.
You didn't like them well enough.
I didn't like them well enough. No, I didn't like them at all. I sort of felt that they were nothing compared to the rest of my art. I mean, I was a perfectionist in a certain way. I didn't want the print outside on a deck for a cross which gave it the print at night.
Really?
I didn't want fog to, keep the print wet and things like this.
Right.
Wisconsin, though, has high humidity. If it's wet at night, it's dry by 9 o'clock the next morning. And I didn't really want that sense of nature in my prints. Plus, have the darkness, the horseshoes,
No bears.
the dogs, the cats, and things like this. That wasn't art to me, I mean, actually.
You wanted to control it.
No, I wanted to be Sam. I mean,
But then, how in the
I
world,
shopped at some very fancy stores.
if
I
I
don't
wanted
step
to,
in it.
if I want to throw this in
Mhm.
and improvise here, if you wanted to be Sam and you don't want the humidity in the horseshoes and the beer, what about fireflies and, you've got these huge things. All kinds of things must happen in the natural world.
I learned to lose it. I had the experience of learning to quit outside of Sam.
And it helped you
Oh,
by
yeah.
doing these big monumental
Opening up to the
landscape
fields.
things.
Yeah.
You have to let it go.
We walked up Lake Monona during the winter time and flew a 1,000-yard piece of branch over the lake. We did all those things. Who's made the biggest, the longest, the most? Look at us.
You make some big work,
Yeah,
big and bigger,
got it.
you know?
Good thing I don't have a fourth kid.